The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
First down. Handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Hekma Harrison, Rob Phillips, and Kyle Yeomans.
It is a Monday morning edition of Talkin Cowboys presented by Tostitos, helping fans get in on the game. Again from the Star in Frisco. We are live and ready to go. The SWBC, the official chip and dip of the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I guess we can.
Why not?
I'll just say our favorite chip and dip.
There we go.
We can do it. I'll figure it out.
That's an opinion now.
It is an opinion.
I like it.
Because we love our friends over at Tostitos. No doubt about it. Even if they're not official or whatever, if they change the slogan, we still have our own slogan.
I'm having a party this week. I mean, I would love to have some Tostitos there.
Oh.
I would love it too.
I didn't get an invite to this party.
Oh, I was about to tell you guys about it. Yeah.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Is it open to everybody?
Yeah, you guys come on through. White Elephant Gift Exchange, onesie competition, photo booth.
Onesie competition.
Yeah.
The only onesie that I have ever worn in my entire life is the one that's in my truck right now, and it's your bear costume that you let me have for Halloween.
Don't go down that hole right there.
Hekma gave me a look.
Heck's puzzled. Oh my!
You saw the pictures. I wore a bear costume, and that Isaiah wore on Hit Sticks for Halloween. That's what I dressed up for.
I'm glad that's where
I was a Thunder buddy.
I'm glad that.
Yeah,
you're Thunder.
What'd you dress up as for Halloween?
I don't remember. I don't remember what I was.
Already that far in the rearview mirror?
Yeah, no, I don't.
The holiday season's engulfed you that much already?
It's been a hell of a weekend.
Once you get kids, man, you're too tired to let the kids dress up and you just go drink a beer.
How many kids do we have between? How many do you have?
4.
1.
3.
So that's a
8
solid
kids.
8.
2.
Oh yeah, Beamer 10.
Hey, we got double
solid
digits.
10.
All right.
Allegedly.
Got a basketball. We got a basketball team out here.
Yeah, we can field 2 teams, 5-on-5.
Okay, what is your dream? How many kids would you like to have?
Oh my gosh! Don't ask me that question. I don't know.
That's a random question.
No,
25. Who cares?
No,
Wow.
it's an actual question.
Wow.
Answer the question.
I don't
be like
care.
that this
We can get
morning.
his girlfriend on the phone if you want.
We could. She would love to answer
We have a
that
caller.
question.
We have a caller.
Call her up. That's Elle from Frisco calling.
She calling Friday to do the picks.
She could. She would love that. Actually, she's always wanted to be on this show. She tells me all the time. She's like, "Why don't you get me on the show?"
Let's set it up.
There it is.
There we
Set
go.
it
I
up.
guess Friday we're having it. Lorena, I'll give you a call later. All right. How's everybody's weekend? Everybody get a chance to kind of chill out. The Cowboys winning on Thursday. Had an opportunity to take Sunday off and just enjoy sports across the table. There was lots of it.
Good
College
games.
basketball,
Good
of course,
games.
the NFL, racing. If you're a racing fan, it was fantastic this Sunday. But I mean, just a relaxing day.
That is his love language.
Dude, I'm hearing more and more
Racing.
people talk about F1, so you're not the only one. I keep reverting back to you, my expert in F1, but I'm having all these people in my circle now. Maybe it's just because I'm more aware of it, but everybody's talking about F1 now.
It was incredible on Sunday. This is fantastic.
No,
This is not talking.
Have you ever
talking
watched F1?
Not once.
Have you?
No.
Me neither.
Watch the show on Netflix.
There's a show.
There's a show on Netflix, and it's fantastic.
If you watch the show, you're going to start watching the actual races.
Is
you
it a
go.
running show or was it like a documentary?
It's a documentary, but it's every
About the
season. And there's like 3 seasons now. This 4th one has just been unbelievable. So I cannot wait for the season.
How
to
big
come
are
out.
F1 drivers?
Huge. Huge.
No, I'm talking about
Stature.
I'm
Oh,
talking about actual
stature.
physical
Oh, they're
stature.
tiny. Oh,
They're
yeah,
tiny.
they're super small. It's like jockeys.
Got you.
Yeah, they're not
figure
very
that.
big.
They're like Shannon.
Damn it.
Damn.
Damn it.
Boom!
That just happened.
Shout out to Hanging with the Boys.
That didn't take long.
Oh, no, it did not.
Oh, let's not feed this rivalry.
Dude, they been
hush for a while
on this show, so why not?
That's good. No, thank you, Beam. I love it.
Nate
Throw it out
stopped.
there.
Nate stopped me in the hallway Friday and was just, "Hey, it's good to see you. Hey, by the way, we're number 1. All right, we're the number 1 show." I'm like, here we go.
Yeah,
Here we
man.
go.
All righty. We've never been one to dive into that competition.
We don't have to do that.
No.
Yeah, we'll just keep doing our thing.
Keep doing our thing. Have some fun. Focus on what we can control, right, guys?
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
So, do the guys, what's the schedule this week? Rob P?
Players are back in the building today and just start a normal week finally. I think they're off tomorrow and then get back to work, practice on Wednesday.
So they had Friday, Saturday, Sunday off?
3 straight days.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And then today they're back, but it's just meetings and workouts. Tomorrow completely off again, which
I believe
is nice.
so, yeah.
And then Wednesday, full padded practice. Thursday, probably a lighter padded practice.
Normally the padded practices are Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Those are the big days of the week. They're running out of padded practices. I don't know how many they have left. Teams get an allotment every week. I know Isaiah loves this.
They're running out of padded practices.
There's probably only 2 or 3 left in the season.
For those of you at home listening to Talking Cowboys and not watching, you could probably hear Isaiah's eyes
This
roll.
is madness.
Were you
Good for them.
Were they doing 2-a-days when you came
Heck
in?
yeah, we're doing
Still
2-a-days.
Still doing 2-a-days.
Yeah,
Okay, because
real 2-a-days.
2011 was the lockout, and that's when everything
changed. Yeah. I came in 07, so.
What was that like compared to what they have today?
This is fluff. They're getting paid more money. Their bodies are less wear and tear on their bodies during the week. It's great for them.
I was
I'm
about to
glad.
say,
I mean, that's what the CBA is all
fantastic for
about.
players.
Great job, great job negotiating that. We just didn't have that luxury.
Did you have an opportunity late in your career to have that sort of schedule?
It eased up towards the end of my career. It did ease up where we would have one practice and one walkthrough. That's what I think our 2-a-days ended up turning into. And we were like laughing. Everybody was like, are you serious right now? So that was kind of the start of it. But now this days off during the week, are you kidding me? Like, no, that wasn't a thing. That was not a thing. It ramped up. It ramped up quickly.
It's a delicate balance because you're trying to protect guys from injury all the way starting in OTAs, but then what's the juggling act with the quality of play? Is the quality of play what it should be?
Have we seen a drop-off in quality of play since this happened?
I think last year we did.
Yeah.
Last year for sure.
For sure.
But then you also add an additional game to the season. So I think that's maybe the thinking going into it. I'm sorry, Isaiah, but that's what it is. They're trying to save guys with the extra game.
Which makes sense.
And should they add an extra bye, they'll probably add an extra game as well, as you stated, and probably dumb the rules down a little bit more. But I think health-wise, it doesn't matter how they do it. You can tell all around the league that there are teams that are beat up regardless.
A lot of people getting a lot of injuries yesterday, too.
Yeah, some bad ones.
Yeah, really bad one, unfortunately, for Washington.
Yeah.
That sucks for him.
Yeah, you want to go through that?
Yeah, I mean, was it Logan Thomas?
Yes, sir.
Looks like it's going to be an ACL for him. I mean, it's really unfortunate. I hate seeing guys get hurt like that. I hate it. Obviously, it's easier to come back from ACL injuries now, but I feel like we're seeing this a lot this year. Every year, it seems like there's one injury that kind of plagues the whole league. And this year, I believe it's the ACL.
It's that soft tissue.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole shebang right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's now I think that's a solid 7-8 month recovery. Back in the day, it used to be like a good year.
1 year.
So I mean, the recovery's gotten better, but that alters the trajectory.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, alters the trajectory of somebody's career potentially, depending on what your contracts are and where you're at in the negotiations. You're not going to get with you the value that you should have gotten until you come back and show that you can come back from that injury. And it's just unfortunate. It's fortunate for Dallas. They don't have to worry about him this week.
Yeah.
But it's really unfortunate for him and that organization because he's a big part of their offense.
Well, you'd rather have to try and take him out of the picture from a game plan standpoint than have him be injured. Nobody ever wants that to happen. And you saw that last year with Dak Prescott. I mean, as much as people hate the Cowboys outside of being a Cowboys fan, there was so much love around the league for Dak whenever he went down. You never want that to happen. You never wish that upon anybody, even your worst rivals. But talking about kind of the war of attrition that's starting to happen, we know it's a long season, 17 games as opposed to 16 a year ago. This is going to get into that nitty-gritty part of the year. Luckily, the Cowboys, like Mike McCarthy has said all year long, kind of have that halfway bye.
Yeah.
These 10 days in between games, and you have so much time off that it works as almost a de facto bye following the Thursday game against the Saints and prior to the game against the Washington football team. Is that enough time for the running game to wake up? Because we've had some struggles, at least the Cowboys have had some struggles over the last couple of weeks. Couple 100-yard performances, but they've both come in wins, the Saints game and the Falcons game. I don't know exactly what to think about this run game moving forward. I don't know if this is a long-term problem. I don't know if this is just because of the defenses that you faced throughout these games. Rob, when you look at this run game, is this an issue that you're worried about as you enter the final 5 games of the season and then, of course, the playoffs if you get there?
Yeah, I think it's a concern for sure. because there's a five game sample of evidence that they're not the same running team as they were early in the season. And I think you're right. There's a lot of different factors for it. They've played some good defensive fronts. They also don't seem to be establishing the line of scrimmage like they used to.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's a coincidence that 5 games ago, Tyron goes out for 3 games. They make a change at left guard. The continuity's, they've had some shuffling at right tackle. The continuity's not what it was. And I think the other part of it too is that in the passing game, they've got to be able to throw teams out of that, because what we've seen, blueprint.
Come on, you didn't want to use another word.
I didn't want to say it. But ever since Denver started that, the kind of that tight press man coverage and kind of trying to take away the run, it's been more of a challenge to do that. And the hope would be, now that you've got Amari, CD, and Michael Gallup back, you saw flashes of it against the Saints, that maybe now they can get that passing game rolling, protection provided, and throw teams out of that and force those boxes to be lighter than they've been.
What do you think?
No, I really believe what you're saying is spot on. It's I think a lot of people don't understand the cause and effect part of this running game and having the injuries up front. We talk about continuity and all of that, but we met certain teams and we were hurt up front. We didn't have our best blocking receivers on the field at the same time. I think we're finding out that Dalton Schultz, for everything that he does great in the passing game, is kind of a liability blocking sometimes. We just seen him whiff on blocks. But I just, for me, like you said, the line of scrimmage, winning the line of scrimmage, we hadn't been able to do that. We saw in those Carolina games and Eagles games, and even in the Giants game, where we were pulling guards and we were relying on Biotish to reach block on the backside and guys getting out in space. What teams started to do with Kansas City and with New England is they started putting those 1 and 3 techs in the A gaps and just bringing pressure up front, and that slowed a lot of what we were doing down. Look, Kellen Moore also got a little cutesy with the play calling, and I think that set us back as well. Dak Prescott is facing 6 and 7 man boxes, and he hadn't been able to throw teams out of it like you're talking about. Make them move those guys out. But I just think that teams have been able to tee off on us and come after the running game, and we hadn't been able to create that space up front. And so, look, if you just go over the games that we've had, like the Chargers, the Eagles, the Panthers, Giants, those were games where we were having the most success in our running game. Due to injuries and guys being missing, I think that's where you see the running game start to struggle a little bit. Again, that's the cause and effect that I see.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of everything that you guys just said. I do think that we are now kind of entering the phase where Kellen Moore needs to start taking a book out of was it Bieniemy and Andy Reid's book, where they create runs through screens. And they really loosen up their box.
Short passing.
Yeah, short passing game allows for them to get these quick screens, get the ball in their hands of their playmakers. CD,
I was about to say,
Gallup.
CD had a big 34-yard catch in the first
run
quarter.
Play.
Yeah.
That's a run play. So that's what Kansas City does really well. That really loosens up that box, which allows for them now to run the ball in those gaps that we're just talking about. It takes a kind of that 7-man box out of there now and starts negating guys to be able to have 5-6-man boxes, which is what you want to run against. So I think that Kellen Moore has to figure that out. And that's why last week put so much emphasis on, hey, this is on Moore to figure it out, because that's his responsibility. Yeah, you have guys, you got one guy who's healthy, one guy who's banged up in the backfield, and you still have to find a way to be productive. And if you can't do it with your running backs inside the box, then get into your receivers' hands and get those yards that way.
I think that's important to remember, especially whenever you look at the way that they were able to get those yards against New Orleans. Because if you're listening to this show and you're looking at the stats of the New Orleans game and you're saying, oh, there's 146 total yards rushing, why are you guys upset about the run game? Well, you take away the 2 plays that they did exactly what you're talking about.
Yards.
The 58-yarder from Tony Pollard catches the edge. That's 58 yards. You take that out of the equation along with the CD Lamb play that was technically a run, but more so a screen pass for 30-something yards. That's 90 yards almost off the table. And so you turn around and you look at your performance at that point, and you're running for 60 yards again, which is exactly what you did against Las Vegas. You're held to about 3.5, maybe less than that, yards per play, yards per rush, and it did not look pretty. That's the biggest thing. I think whenever you look at the film, they were stuffed on every single occasion outside of those 2 big plays. Now, that helps. You want those big plays. I'm not saying they didn't count, because they certainly do, but you got to have some sort of consistency in running the football like they did earlier in the year.
So you're 8-4. Let's go back to that. You're
feeling good about
yourself. You're 2 games up in the division. And I went back over the weekend and I looked at the New Orleans game again, and you're right, man. It was a lot closer than we wanted to give credit to. And as far as the ending score, we kept them around way too long. And if you can establish your running game and you do some things like that, that changes the dynamic of your offense. But I believe, and just from the football that I watch in general, that a lot of offensive coordinators in the league are coaching to get a head coaching job. And I'm not talking about Kellen Moore. Just, if we win, great, but I want you to love my play design. I want you to be talking about my play design on Monday morning.
Trying to put a resume out there.
Exactly. And you see that in the Super Bowl with some of the wild offensive calls that are played. It's like, oh, man, he went in his bag and he called this crazy play that if otherwise during the regular season, you wouldn't have called that, And so I just think that those things are, look, when I look at Kevin Stefanski, when I look at the San Francisco 49ers, the way that they block on those zone blocks, they're getting guys out in space and they are dedicated to continuing to run the ball. I believe that for the Dallas Cowboys, our offensive line, we've been doing a lot of isolation blocks trying to get up. And I think that's hard for offensive linemen, to get a hat on the hat. In a lot of ways, especially when you're trying to get out in space, we got to get back to double teaming guys. Getting our guard and center to cut off double block and then get backside to cut off the linebackers. Those are just things that maybe we got away from because we were not as healthy. We were relying on Steele to just kind of, when he was at the right tackle, block down, let the guards get out, and guys were getting up the field. But again, I'm just saying, there are things that you can change up offensively once, obviously, Hope Philbin is back and healthy. But there are just things that you can change up with the offensive line that could present a challenge to teams in the running game.
The other thing, too, you guys mentioned Kellen Moore, and schematically, the Pollard run, the screen pass to CD, you're attacking the edges. Mm-hmm. And Brian Broaddus, I give him credit because he's been on this for a couple weeks now. They're trying to they're avoiding that part of the scheme. They're not trying to go attack the edge as much. And Mike McCarthy was asked about it, and he said, "Yeah, we probably need some more variation there." So I think that's another thing they can look to do. And Conor Williams, that's one thing when he was in the lineup. I'm not saying they should go back to him necessarily. But him pulling and getting out in space and some of those stretch runs, that's things he did probably better than anything. So that's something they got to look at, too, schematically.
Now, why would they avoid the edge like that, though? Is it just
I don't know.
Pure ignorance to it, or just that's what the scheme is drawn up certain occasions?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think Mike had said when he was asked about it Friday that that's kind of a harder thing to get to capture. But Bobby Belt had a stat from NFL Network about when they're averaging 6-7 yards a carry, left edge, right edge. I'm not saying you can do it all the time, but they've had a lot more success doing that than just pounding it up the middle. A lot of first down runs against the Saints that went for a yard or two, up the middle, and they're just running into a brick wall. It kind of felt like the Tampa Bay game.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and the Raiders did the same thing in that game as well. So. Trying to take away Ezekiel Elliott has been a key for a couple defenses this year, and they're going to try and keep doing that. So maybe it is the Tony Pollard show the rest of the way if they can catch the edge, and maybe Zeke's healthy heading into this Washington game. But that's a big one, too. You got to make sure he's healthy and ready to go.
Teams are willing to die that way. The last 3 contests, teams that we've played, they have been willing to die that way. We're going to take away the running game, and you've got to beat us throwing the ball. And that's just, I think, with the injuries to Dak's calf, the limitations in some of his mechanics that we've talked about, maybe those have been the things that have kept teams closer in games than we'd like. But obviously, the healthier he is, he can break that.
Real quick question for you guys: when you guys watch the games back, do you see opportunities for him to run that he's not taking?
Hell yeah!
Talking about Zeke?
Dak.
Dak. Oh yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
All the way back to the beginning of the season.
Okay. Because I just watching the Saints game back in particular, I felt like, because a lot of people were saying that, I do think there's situations where it looks like he's got some green, it's going to close fast on him. But
it always looks bigger than it actually is.
Yeah, but he's not running nearly as much as he did in the past. They're not using the read option stuff as much as they used to.
I think he's I was like this at one point in my career. I'm not making any comparison to myself in Dak at that position right now. But there was a point in my career where I felt like I had to throw a dime every time. Like I had to get the big chunk. I had to get the big play. I had to throw it downfield. And you literally, even though you're aware of the line of scrimmage, like you're like, I'm not crossing it. I'm not crossing it. And then I feel like he's at the phase now where he has to change his mindset to say, move the chains. Move the chains. And once you wrap your head around that concept, those little runs like that become more feasible. Like I'm more willing to now just take that quick 3-4 yard slide, get up. Now all of a sudden I'm in more manageable down. That's what I think he has to get back to understanding. You don't have to take off and run 10, 15 yards down the field and then get hit by a linebacker or whatever it may be. Get 3-4 yards a pop. If it's 4 yards sitting there in front of you, take it. Take it because you help Kellen. You put him and the entire offense in a better position for the next down. It's much better to take that quick little run across the line of scrimmage, get what you can, slide, don't take any contact, than to go ahead and throw the ball away and be at 2nd and 10 again, or to throw a bad ball and have it be contested and maybe pop up and something bad can happen. Take the yardage that they give you, and we will be in a much better state as an offense.
Now, that's been the mystique of Dak Prescott since he came into the league. His ability to create with this run, with off the run and then pass off of it. We hadn't seen it this year, and it's kind of weird to see him, bootleg out and not take the additional yards and, still try to throw. I don't know, like we talk about the psychology of injuries when you always talk about, look, when I had this happen to my shoulder, my foot, all these things, that it changed your game. Maybe we're just watching the guy trying to deal with that mentally, knowing that, hey, I got hurt doing it.
Or it's a coaching point. Like, look, we can't risk you getting hurt again. You got to be more mindful of it because you are the key to this offense.
It could be coming a couple different directions to Dak Prescott, saying, "Hey, let's be aware of the line of scrimmage, like Isaiah was saying, but let's not cross it. Let's stay behind."
You don't see that happening.
It's not long term.
I think you'll see it click. And one of these games, he's gonna get out of the pocket and he's gonna take it and he's gonna take the 5 yard slide and be like, "That was easy. Yeah. It's 2nd and 5." It's 2nd and 5, and like the play calls just open up. That whole little 300 play sheet or whatever many plays they have on that thing just opens up whenever it becomes that short down in distance. So I hope that clicks for him sooner than later because he can help this team a lot in terms of our 3rd down percentage. Where was it? 2 for 14, 2 for 15 last game, something crazy like that.
13.
He can help a lot by just doing that.
Yep. You're exactly right. And, playing in front of the chains is always going to help you out. And the Cowboys have been playing behind the chains quite a bit as of late. All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, Move On or Groove On, the segment everybody loves, is returning. We've got some, let's just say they're steamy Cowboys questions.
Steamy, you say?
Yes, when we come back here on Talkin' Cowboys.
Why are they steamy?
There's nothing as unique as our eyes, which is why Essilor pioneers ways to make lenses as unique as you. Verilux for super sharp vision, Essential Blue for protection, and Crizal for freedom from glare. 3 cutting-edge solutions in a single unique lens. So whatever your needs, insist on Essilor. Visit your local Essilor experts and find the perfect lens for you. See more, do more, Essilor.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar, and a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere, and a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf. the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done,
get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
It's a great people, great pay replay here on Talking Cowboys. You've heard it already. The Jason Witten has joined the Caliber Collision team. You can join him to do great work with great people for great pay. Apply right now at jobsatcaliber.com. That's jobsatcaliber.com.
Chris Beam is on his way.
Chris Beam is on his way.
Not
to
for a
Caliber
job.
Collision?
Not for a job. Not for a job.
Sleek.
Wow, throwing him under the bus,
No,
man.
it's not coming for a job.
Sleek.
Throwing it, man. Throwing Chris's business out there like that.
He's going to be a Caliber Collision. Believe that.
Yes.
Oh, poor
But what do you
Chris.
did you see that? You hear that?
Is everybody okay?
You had an
Everybody
accident?
good?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Oh.
The one with Shaggy. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
By the way, congratulations to Chris Beam in the back. His Baylor Bears,
Let's go.
Big 12 champions at AT&T Stadium in a classic
By
game.
an inch.
By an inch. Literally an inch. That was such a good game. Lots of good college football games this weekend, and that might have been
The game
best
got
one.
close. I stopped watching it.
Came down to the last play.
Like, could not have drawn it
You
up
haven't
better.
been on social media because it blew up social media.
I stopped watching the game. They went up.
Oh,
they were destroying
We're
themselves.
going to talk about it afterwards. It was what you
It's an
draw
actual
up
game.
as a kid.
It was like a movie ending to a game.
Yes.
Like the Rams in the Super Bowl type of deal.
A lot like
A
that.
lot like it.
Yeah, but a little bit closer.
Yeah,
Even closer
more
than
so.
that.
Than the Rams.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about inches.
Like, guy went for the pylon and missed
Couldn't
it
have-
by an inch.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
On the final
I gotta go
play of the
back.
game. Yeah.
I'm disappointed in
Crazy.
myself. Yeah, once they went up like 21-7 or something like that, I was like,
21-6.
it's easy.
Yep.
Game
Nope.
over.
It was not easy. They didn't score the rest of the way, but they still won. All right. We've got some move on or groove on. I've got some statements surrounding the Dallas Cowboys, and I want you to tell me if you're moving on, which means you accept that, or you're grooving on, saying, no, thank you. We'll move on to the next one. All right. We'll start with Hekma Harrison on this one. Dalton Schultz will be on this team next season. Big number
Coming out
86.
hot.
Is he back in
I'm
2022? Grooving on?
I'm grooving on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm grooving on.
So you're saying that
You're staying,
that
right?
he's staying.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Is that how they move on or groove on?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. I think we flipped it,
Yeah.
but we can work it either way.
No, I think that's the way we've
that
always
work?
done it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Grooving on means that we like it. Moving on means that.
Oh, good. Okay. Sorry, I think I flipped it.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Why is that?
I mean, come on. This guy's having a hell of a year. And he had, 2020 he had a great season. You've built something with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And although Jarwin is still under contract, I think there are some other things that needs to be considered with that whole tight end room. He's done enough for you. He's shown you that you've developed in London Wells, the guy you're tight end coach from New York. He's here and he's developing this guy. You see so much from him and just the way that he's running routes. I mean, he's up there blocking. You got an off season. We're gonna work on that.
I'm gonna groove on too. Go get you a blocker. Go get you a blocking tight end. Let him do what he does. He's continuing to develop. He's still young. He has some growth, obviously, in that regard. I'm not sure if he has enough weight in the trunk to really settle down and block guys, but he can definitely work on his technique in the blocking. But receiving wise, he's come leaps and bounds.
I would groove on for what you guys said. He's had a hell of a year. He's become a safety blanket for Dak Prescott, but I wonder if there's financially they do it, if they can get it done under the cap. Because he's got an opportunity with the numbers he's putting up for the last 2 years to go get the bag.
You think somebody's going to give him the bag?
I think so.
I think so, too.
I think so. And I just wonder, they might have to make a decision there because of all the other things they got to do. And the cap's going to rise, but you've seen it with like an Anthony Hitchens, a guy that's had a great career here, but you can't. There's a budget, and I wonder if that's going to be the case.
You guys think he's going to leave and get the bag?
I think it's a possibility. I think so? I mean, he goes out and tests the market, man. It might be.
I mean, look at
nice.
some of the names that you're going to have to sign this offseason if you want to keep these guys around. I mean, Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz, who else is in that group? Randy Gregory. There are
Leighton
names
Vander
here,
Esch.
LVE, if you want to keep him around. But
I don't know. I don't see that. I mean, I respect what he's done. I don't see nobody breaking the bank for him.
He's like, statistically, he's a top 7, 8 tight end.
I understand that
at the moment right now.
I understand that, but But what he's shown blocking, I think, hurts him.
It does.
In his stock. Now, had he kept the same effort that he started the year out with, because we talked about his effort earlier in the year. Like, hey, he wasn't the best blocker, but he was putting out a ton of effort. That's changed. And I think the fact that variable's in there, I think probably hurts his stock, because you don't just get – how many teams are getting a tight end just because of what they can do receiving-wise? Like, there's not a lot of them.
But you look at the upper echelon teams like the Kansas Cities and what they do with their tight ends.
Yeah, but they can block.
I understand, but the offensive output as well. Yeah. This guy is leading the league a couple years ago in receiving yards, and that's changing especially when you can dominate the middle of the field. And he's able to beat those one-on-one matchups. Put a linebacker on him if you want to, even right now. But I think I agree with you with what you're saying about his blocking. I just think that the bag is going to be there, and somebody will believe that they can develop him into it. I just hope it's us.
Kind of to Hekma's point, you look at Kansas City, Kelsey's not the greatest blocker at tight end. He's a good blocker. He's not the greatest blocker.
Can't say that about Kittle, though.
You can't say that about Kittle. But you also got guys on the Kansas City roster like a Blake Bell, who has been here before, who comes in and he's the blocker. He's the guy who's going to be in the blocking situation. Yeah. Right now, you don't have that with a guy like Dalton Schultz. I mean, you thought Sprinkle was supposed to be that. He hasn't played well as a blocker. There's a couple different things going on there. So I think it's a move on because of the bag, not because of the performance.
So we got 3 grooves and 1 move.
No, I think he's a move on.
Yeah, I'm with. Yeah,
only moving.
Yeah, want to keep him, but I just wonder cap-wise will it happen.
I'm the same way. I think there's other guys that are more priority than what he's going to bring in money-wise. All right, Micah Parsons is the best player on the Dallas Cowboys right now. Rob Phillips. Best player across the board. Offense, defense, special teams.
I'd put him second right now.
Behind?
Zach Martin.
Okay, that's fair.
I think he's the second best player on the team right this minute, the way he's playing, yes.
Wow.
And I think he's it's our mailbag question today. I think he's a legit candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. I think Rookie of the Year is probably in the bag.
But can you win both?
Sure.
That would be a guy by the name of Lawrence Taylor.
LT? Who's that?
Yes. A dog. Yeah. For a long time, yellow jacket wear.
Only rookie ever to do it, and 40 years ago to the year.
That's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a chance for there's some really good dudes balling out right now defensively.
TJ Watt, Myles Garrett. So it's gonna be it'd be tough, but I think he's in the conversation without question.
I think he has to be in the conversation with what he's done.
I'm gonna go ditto.
Think it's the same thing. Yeah. Zach Martin first.
Yeah.
Parsons too.
Correct.
That's fair.
Man, y'all tripping. I cannot believe y'all, man. This dude is 11 is the best you got. Yes. Not only that, in the league, look around. What's the matter? What y'all talking about? I understand Zach Martin and Conan. I got him. I love him. I think I'm so happy that he's on our team. But, dog, y'all watching what Micah Parsons is doing right now? This goes all the way back to before the draft, dog.
I don't disagree.
I didn't put him at 12. I put him at 2.
Yeah. No, Micah Parsons gets all the flashy stuff that you see, but Martin doesn't get the highlight reel. He doesn't get the highlight reel.
That's the nature of his position.
He brings his lunch pail. Yeah, he brings his lunch pail. He opens it up. He eats it. Puts on his gloves. Goes to work.
Does the timesheet. Clocks in. Clocks out.
Clamps it back. Takes it back.
One of the best right guards to ever play in the NFL. But the greatness that we are watching right now. Man, come on, man. Y'all, you know what? And see, the thing is, when I jump out the cake, it's like, hey,
you butt naked right now. You butt naked right now.
The cake. I'm in the lobby.
You can't say that the person we're comparing him to is one of the greatest to ever do it, and then say that Parsons is ahead of him. No. You know what you're saying when you say that Parsons is ahead of him?
Listen to what I'm saying. At the end of this, we could be talking about one of the greatest defensive players to ever play the game.
Correct. That's a question mark.
So, I am not arguing with you.
But listen, those questions get answered as the season goes along.
Correct.
Well, and you're seeing tackles for losses.
Oh, yeah.
Sacks.
Oh, yeah.
Pressures.
Forced fumbles.
Beast. I mean, bruh.
Beast.
If this is on your team.
No, beast. But one's a question mark. One's an exclamation point.
Your time, and I'm telling you right now.
And it's unfair to him because he doesn't have time on his side. Martin does. So that's what we're taking into consideration as well.
Yeah, more resume.
Look, I'm in the lobby. I jumped out the cake real early. I didn't even get into the conference room.
I got a face towel. I got a face towel covering up. Okay? You butt naked. I got a face towel. All right, we right there.
Micah Parsons is in a position. He is in a versatile spot on defense that hasn't been seen in quite some time. Not only from a Cowboys standpoint, but in the league. When is the last time you've seen a guy make an impact on all three levels the way that Micah Parsons?
I'm looking forward to seeing him at corner eventually.
He might be great at it.
Running back.
I don't believe we go through a whole season without seeing him at running back, especially if Zeke takes a week off, like possibly this week.
I was just kidding.
Nah, he was just kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Stop. Now you are out of the cage.
No. Why wouldn't you?
No more covering it
Why
up.
wouldn't you?
I don't know.
I'm not doing that.
If something happened to Zeke, and you needed a goal line back.
Don't do that.
They got McGovern.
You're gonna let.
Well, McGovern's a starter now.
Y'all stay with us. Stay with us on the show.
Stay with us on the show. Okay. Anyways, hey, I'm just saying I don't think we go a whole season without him going to running back.
This would have been a good Cowboy if we hadn't mentioned butt naked like 3 times.
Everybody gets butt naked every day.
Man, one of the best. What this guy's doing at moving him to the linebacker position and what he's doing off the edge, you're just not seeing this from anybody that's been in the league, man. This is crazy. His closing speed, just the closing speed, it's uncanny. I don't know. I mean, I liked him, obviously, in the draft, but I didn't even think that he was going to be this.
I don't think anybody did, or else he would have gone number 1 overall.
Yeah.
There's no way anybody thought that this was going to happen.
Well, if
Cowboys wouldn't have traded back.
On top of the doggone tower yelling for Parsons in the draft.
Did I not say you two?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. You too.
Yeah.
You in there with me, dog? We in the cake together.
No, you got no clothes on. You got to at least get a towel, bro.
I'm in this thing. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, I'm going to do one more move on or group on.
Brothers.
Cowboys will finish the year 4-1 or better. Got 5 games left. They leave with just 1 loss in those 4 games.
4-1 or better.
You think that's a move on or a groove on?
I can't say that, right? I'd say move on right now. I'd go 3-2. Go 3-2. But like we just talked about the run game, like they've got to sort some things out. I mean, I give them more credit than maybe some people do of winning that game in New Orleans. Like that's a hard place to win. They had some issues to deal with on their coaching staff, but like going forward, they've got to be more consistent in some areas to beat division teams, to beat the Arizona Cardinals. It's not going to be an easy December here.
No. I'm moving on as well. I agree with Rob P. I think 3-2. Probably realistic.
It's kind of what I'm trying to set expectations here. I'm trying to set some expectations because looking at the schedule, you look at it and you say, 4-1 easy, right? That's not necessarily the case. It's an NFC East team or division. We're going to mention that coming up here in a couple of minutes, but NFC East starting to figure some things out. And they're going to make it tough on you. You got a target on your back at the moment.
So early in the season, logic here. We went on a 6-game run.
Sure.
We went on a 6-game run versus some formidable teams and some, obviously teams we were supposed to run over. I'm looking at the next 4 games, and these are teams, obviously, the Washington football team, the Giants, Washington football teams again, and the Cardinals before we get the Boo Eagles out of here. All of those are winnable games. And not only winnable, those are games that you expect to go into to dominate. I expect to dominate the Washington football team. Their defense isn't what it is. It hadn't been there. And so we can't – I know every week we're going to build these teams up to be bigger than what they are. I'm just saying with getting your guys back healthy, bringing back Randy Gregory, Tank Lawrence, Neville Gallimore,
Keep it coming.
Tristan Hill.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, these are a bunch of guys that are not trying to swap jerseys with you after the game, right? So if I'm getting guys like that back, I have confidence that my team can pull this out. Look, even if we go 11-6, what does that put us?
First place.
Right. Yeah. So if that's first place and that puts us like 4th or 3rd, wherever the place spot is.
I think they're going to win this division. Yeah. I'm just saying division games are crapshoots.
Yeah.
We all,
hand in a dice game.
I just feel like with where our health is right now, these are games that we can win. We can roll through.
So
we can get back on the win.
I think that every game on our roster is winnable. I mean, not roster, but our schedule is winnable. But dominate, I don't know if we're expected to dominate Washington. Washington's defense is not what they used to be. Our offense is not what it has been. That's kind of a crazy matchup.
You talk a lot about playoff runs and what you have to do in December. This is our time. We've struggled in December, but now you can go into the playoffs making that run. That's what I want, the momentum on our side.
It's a great opportunity to get some momentum going into the playoffs and kind of hit it in stride. That's the biggest thing for these final 5 games. Now, we got to take our second break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here on this Monday edition of Talkin' Cowboys.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Whether you're watching from home or you're cheering in the stands with Essilor lenses, you can see every exciting play.
I can see.
Book an appointment at your local Essilor experts and see what Essilor can do for you. See more, do more Essilor on Talkin' Cowboys. So that's not the uncle from the barbecue. I don't know what to call that one.
No, that's the cousin.
Oh, that's the cousin from the barbecue.
Fresh out. They call him fresh out.
Oh, man.
Cousin Rico, don't leave nothing out on the table.
All right, everybody. We've got like negative a minute left here in Talkin' Cowboys.
We talked too long today.
We did. We had a lot of fun, though.
Have we solved the run game yet?
Have we?
I don't know.
How do you solve the run game in 15 seconds? Go.
Block better, throw better, Zeke healthy, more Tony the outside, all those things.
Give me one more.
Play a bad defense.
There it is. All right, that's it for us here on Talking Cowboys. What a day it's been here on this Monday. For Hekma Harrison, Isaiah Stanback, Rob Phillips, Chris Beam in the back, I'm Kyle Yeoman saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.